mess today. Right. Okie dokie. Right, kids, remember Daddy's on his phone call. And yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Good boys. Hi, hey kids. I mean, or not kids, as in, hey folks. Sorry. Right, 12 o'clock. Let's get this going. If it looks a bit weird today, we've just been at the park with their bicycles and stuff, and then we had to leg it in. So they're all strapped in their seats right now, and I've suitably bribed them to remain quiet. So I'm hoping that they stay quiet. Sorry about the mess. The car is an absolute tip. Oh, hey Pips. So yeah, that's me. Least you have hair, dude. Yeah, oh, I'm losing it. My hair is doing a tactical retreat. But right, so what questions can I help you with today, folks? Please pop your questions in the chat box. There's like a 20 to 30 second delay with Facebook Live. You would have thought, being one of the richest people on the planet with one of the biggest networks on the planet, you'd invest some time in making your live chat good. As in, Facebook Live sucks. It royally sucks. Like, they should at least make it real time. But hey ho. I guess that's the difference between Zuckerberg and Elon. Elon is all about like a constant march forwards with innovation, and never stopping to innovate. Whereas Zucks hasn't really done much innovating. Like, all he does is buy out other competitors. So if there's any other like competition, he'll buy them out and sort of stamp out. But he doesn't really do much innovating these days, which, yeah, I don't know, it's all very well me, a little small fry bloke from Norwich. I can't really criticise a billionaire, but you know what I mean. So like, it's crazy. Like, when you look at innovation and like Elon's innovation, there's so much stuff that Elon / Tesla's innovated with, which people are completely unaware of. Like, so I'm sat in a car park right now and I'm looking at the other cars. When cars have parking sensors, you have these little pucks. They're called like sensor pucks. And you probably, hopefully you know what I'm on about. Like, if a car has rear parking sensors, normally there's 4 tiny little pucks on the back of the bumper, and they stand out. And Elon didn't want pucks all around the car because it would just look a bit shit. So what he did is he had to create some new patterns, and he massively innovated in like sensors. So they're actually embedded in the car behind the exterior. So he's actually made them slightly more powerful. So they're basically like screaming really loudly, so it penetrates through the material, as in through the bumper, and yeah, and so that's why you don't see any pucks on Teslas. Yeah, there's loads of sort of stuff. I mean, I was just looking, like, haven't used it in a while, but like in the car, because Teslas are all over the world, like Russia, Siberia, lots in Canada, etc. Cold temperatures is a real thing, and so lots of the time in these cold climates, you can't open the doors. Well, on the Teslas, all you have to do is you hold the door handle in, and a little arm comes out and literally just pushes the door open, even if it's like completely solid, like frozen solid. So there's like so many little things that he's like constantly innovating. So I guess one of the big takeaways is that you're just going to constantly innovate. However, there is a little delicate like seesaw there of innovation versus time, money, resources. I mean, it's all very well for billionaires and whatnot, big corporates, to constantly innovate, but when you're like tiny small fry like you and I, by the way, I'm just assuming everyone here is small fry. I'm just assuming that no one here is worth, you know, 100 mil plus. So but it is tough. And I think someone asked me a question about Elon versus Warren Buffett the other day, and they have two very similar things. Like, Warren Buffett has always been a big fan of moats, so business moats, as in M-O-A-T-S, I think. And a business moat is basically where you have something where, you know, that you have effectively like a moat around you, which sort of your competitors find hard to get around. And I saw, whereas Elon says moats suck. There's no point in having a moat, because if you have a moat, that means you're not innovating, you're not moving, and therefore innovators will circumnavigate your moat or put a bridge across it. And I sort of agree with both of them. So for example, I've got a business in kids are really bored. I've got a business in Ipswich which has a moat, basically. We do corporate management training, so we do everything from level 3, 5, 7 management training and more. So we're Ofsted regulated, ESFA funded, ILM, CMA regged up, like it's like every qualification up the yin yang. But as a result, like a lot of the qualifications we do, we can basically give out any management qualification for peanuts. So if you, for example, wanted an MBA is, I don't know, call it 20 grand, and you have an employer, you could go to your boss and go, hey boss, I would like an MBA please, and the boss your boss would only have to pay 5% of the whole cost. So my public math is pants, but I can't work out what 5% of 20 grand is. Yeah, whatever that is, probably like £1,000. So your boss would only pay £1,000, so 5%, and the government would pay me or us the remaining 95%. So you would get an MBA for free, so a 2-year degree basically for free. Your boss would only pay 5%, and the government would pay us 95%. Now there's not many people, not many companies that have that facility in place, and not just MBAs, like pretty much any form of, it's called it's part of the apprenticeship levy. But in essence, it's a moat. It really is, because it took like 3 years to get Ofsted regulated, and so we have that, that moat. However, will it remain? Nah, definitely not. So you got to innovate. So I'm now going to watch, read some out of the questions. Right. Okay, Caroline Boone. Hey Caroline, quick crypto question. Do you think it's still worth buying the coins on your crypto portfolio, or have I missed this bull run? Oh, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one, because as you know, I'm a subscriber to the logarithmic regression curve model, and also the stock to flow model. And they're the only two real crypto models that actually are consistent. And if you were to look at those models, it basically shows us that we should have a cooling off period from sort of winter, January onwards. Yes, darling?
Can we go now or not?
Yeah, we can go in a bit. I can't drive and talk at the same time, unfortunately. I won't be long, okay? We'll get your crisps. So, yeah, basically we should see the peak of this bull market Christmas time, probably January, February time. I guess it's going to be similar to sort of February, January 2018. And so, although the markets have rallied massively already, I still think there's time. I'm still going to be topping up. I'm just waiting for a bit of a pullback. So yeah, and that's the benefit of the Kryptonian portfolio. You're essentially buying the top coin in every sector. So you don't know which sector is going to boom. I was going to say boon there. That's your surname. Boom. But yeah, you'll get in. And so this is why, like, the whole Kryptonian portfolio is up, like, overall I think it's like 300%, simply because it's a market tracker, so to speak. So yeah, however, now because we're getting very close to the top, the red part of the logarithmic regression curve, we're getting close to the end. We're getting close. So definitely use risk capital. Okay, please don't mortgage your kidney and then put it in ether. Although I do see ether doing crazy things. But yeah, I think Bitcoin should hit 100k easy. So yeah. Kane, have you ordered a Starlink dish yet? I couldn't help myself. Yeah, Kane, I've had it for about 2 weeks. So Starlink is awesome. We're getting about 400 meg download, 30 meg upload. However, it's still beta phase, and they're very clear on that they're going to be in beta phase for probably a while. But once they're out of beta phase, they say within sort of 3 years, we should be hitting between 1,000 meg download, so a gigabyte to 10 gigabyte download speeds, which is just insane. But yeah, it's good. However, at the moment, because we're in beta and because we're in the UK, the satellites cross in a sort of a diagonal way. So let's say my hand is the UK, my thumb is East Anglia, so Norwich is like here, London's here, Scotland's up here obviously. The satellites cross sort of like a diagonal way, so you really do need your dish to be completely unobstructed. And there is some downtime, so unfortunately it's not good for streaming or Zoom calls or even gaming. I was playing an Age of Empires game the other night using the Starlink, and then it just disconnected. I was like, I was in a ranked game. I was like, mother trucker. So yeah, but it's cool. It just, yeah, the download speeds are insane. Shin, hey Shin. Sorry, I have to tilt the phone up to read the question. Is there a best time of day to start a trade? I asked it. Oh, this is a massive topic. I can talk. I know where you're going with this. I asked this question because I placed a trade which I monitored when going in. The chart showed a low test in a downtrend. Low test downtrend. Okay, so you should ignore that. But started raising for the next hour or two before going down. Hope this makes sense. So I'm gonna have to give you a quick answer here, because the actual real answer to this would take 20 odd minutes. But basically, you got to plan the trade, trade the plan. So if you're trading using my Halo system, you've just got to just stick to the Halo system. And if you're, oh man, this is too long to explain. What I highly recommend is watching the Halo video tutorial again. And obviously, if you're so for the first thing, you're talking about a low test and a downwards trend. You've got to completely ignore low tests in a downwards trend. So you're looking for low tests in upwards trends and high tests in downwards markets. So please revisit that video, and then the next in the portal you have the Halo explanation, and then you got another one which is 20 examples of Halos. So definitely watch that second video as well. Rob. I am small fry, yes, we all are. We all are. John, I have an office that smells of rich pine and many fake leather bound books. Not so small fry. Yeah, I got my fake leather. It's called Wipe Off Leather, I think, which is really good. Like the car seats back there, they get so, like the whiteness, they get so much mud, and all it takes is a wet wipe, and literally it just wipes off. It's really good. I don't know what they make this from. Adam, I've heard you talk about a Revolut account. What do you use this for, and is it worth having? Yes, it's good. I use it for personal tracking or personal spend. So at any point in time, I've got, I don't know, a bunch of like 500 quid to £1,000 sat in my Revolut account, which is just a cash card. So I've got, here's my wallet, here's my Revolut card. And it's just a cash card, but because it's a tech fin company, or fintech company, the analytics is really good. So when I go and buy my McDonald's, it will register I bought McDonald's, and then it gives you like percentages of your spend, and it shows you how much money you're wasting every month. But yeah, I just do it for just general spend. In fact, I don't even use my card, I just use the NFC on my phone, just bloop. So yeah, it's just that really. I then have like my main normal sort of personal account, which has my rainy day fund, which has at the moment only about 3 months worth of OPEX, as in personal operational expenditure, outgoings basically. And then I've got all the business accounts. But yeah, my crypto, I just leave. I'm not spending any of the crypto. Anita, do you think Binance will dip? I want to buy some more and it keeps going up. Ultimately, I think everything will dip. I am waiting for the next 30 to 40% pullback, where I will be buying and borrowing that dip. But yeah, I think everything will. Binance has been great, hasn't it? So if you followed the Kryptonian portfolio, you would have got into Binance at $38. It's now, what, $410? Yes, darling?
When are we going to stop doing that call?
I don't know if you heard that. He was like, when are we going to stop doing that call? I'll be 5 minutes. Honey,
Okay.
it won't be long. Right, so that's that. Fames, watching the M&A videos. What are some examples of forward-looking metrics which you mentioned in them? So for me, the best forward-looking metrics are marketing activities or sales activity. So if you have a business with a sales team, then a forward-looking metric would be amount of conversations per day that your sales team are having. Not dial-outs. Dial-outs don't mean shit. Dial-outs mean nothing. It's all about conversations. So you should have key metrics in place with your sales team. So, right, every day you need to make X amount of conversations. And so if you see your sales team dipping in conversations per day, and it's a constant cadence, you then know, by then you'll know what your lag is. So you'll be like, okay, well, because we're having a downturn in conversations, which means we're going to have a downturn in in leads and then customers. And so you'll know that in 1, 2, 3 months time, you're going to have a bit of a downturn. So typically business forward-looking metrics, or leading indicators as I call them, they tend to be sales and marketing activity related. So if you don't have a sales team, it could be the amount of leads you're getting in, but what is getting your leads? So for me, it would be Facebook marketing. So for example, if I'm getting less leads for the amount of money I'm spending, I know that I'm going to have, again, a dip in sales in the future. So going back to salespeople, percentage conversion rate of their list is also something really important. So if you have a salesperson and you're giving them a list or a list of leads every month, yes, they may be hitting certain targets. Let's say they have to make 5 sales a month, okay? And you're giving them a X amount of leads per month to do that. They may be hitting their targets, but what may happen is, let's say you have loads of leads, and let's say you double the size of the leads that you're giving your salesperson every month, but they're still only hitting the same targets of 5 sales a month. What this means is that they're getting lazy. So the percentage of the list that they're converting is now lower. So you should always maintain, so yes, you may have hard targets, right, 5 sales a month, but they also need a minimum percentage or conversion rate of the whole list, if that makes sense. So if they drop below 1% of the whole list, you know that they're falling behind and that they're burning leads. But yeah, oh man, forward-looking metrics. So that's that. There's a few other, it's hard. I would need to talk about an individual business in itself. It's hard, so that's that. Shin, you asked, hi Simon, I asked my question earlier but did not say what the trade was. This was a trade in FXCM. Yeah, you have to stick to the strategy. So if you have a strategy which is on the 4-hour chart, you need to execute it on the 4-hour chart, and then don't pay attention to too mind. As I said, this is a long question for a quick live stream like this, especially with a lot of non-traders here. So what you'll find when you're looking at different time frames on charts is that they will always contradict each other. So the 4-hour chart will be probably saying something different to the daily chart or the 1-hour chart, etc. So what I see a lot of people doing wrong with I guess in the early days of their trading journey is that I guess it's analysis paralysis. They're trying to align every chart in the same direction. So they want an upwards trend on the daily chart, 4-hour chart, 2-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute chart, and you're never going to get that. You're never going to get that. And conversely, you could be going, oh look, this is a massive upwards trend on the 5-minute chart, but really what's happening is it could just be a little pullback on the daily chart. So you just got to be careful. I know you're in one of the beginning Facebook trading groups. Can you ask that question again in that group with a bit more detail, and then I'll make another video for you, mate. Tom, how do you get over the fear of buying at the peak / hype and it dropping substantially again? Maintain the bigger picture, as in if you're putting money that you're happy to park for a few years, that's fine. If you're using quick money, then yeah, as in money that you need, then don't. Did this last time, it's taken a long time to get back to break even, blah, blah, blah. Keep talking to myself out of buying back in through fear it'll happen again. Probably will happen again, but like, chat to anyone that, you know, bought in 2018 during the collapse and that held and did nothing. They're in massive profit right now. So again, only put money in crypto that you're prepared to leave there for a period of time. John, Swissborg offering up to 37% yield on USDC. Too good to be true? Yeah, I think it is, mate. 37% is just nuts. Yeah, my bullshit detector starts going crazy with stuff like that. So just be careful. The thing is, when you're buying, if you're putting a whole bunch of money into a stable coin, you're then basically putting, like USDC, you're basically putting your trust in Coinbase. It's a massive company, so you got that going for you, but you're getting no PAG. You're not getting any potential appreciation growth. All you're getting is a 37% yield. You're not getting, you know, whereas you could put that money in Ether or Cardano, for example, and sit there on it, and then yeah, you're getting the PAG. Or hell, buy Binance, BNB, and then stake it. Get like, I can't remember what I'm getting with my Binance staking, but yeah. So that's that. I'm gonna have to be quick because Koa is just moaning back here. It's okay, darling. It won't be long. So Paul Jewis, is it still worth investing in Litecoin / ADA? Not Litecoin, it's useless. ADA, yeah. Definitely. Like, I've got a large holding in Cardano, so definitely. The reason to not bother with Litecoin is that it has, so it's basically, it's very similar to Bitcoin. It's stable like Bitcoin, but it doesn't have the growth. It doesn't have the growth of Bitcoin or Ether, Litecoin. So you may as well, if you're gonna, you may as well put it into Bitcoin or Ether if you're looking for a solid play. Chris, what are your thoughts on mining cryptos? So it's interesting because I've got a really good mate called Josh, who's like the UK leader in crypto mining, and obviously he's very big on it, and I've always been skeptical with mining, always, to the point where in 2017 I bought a 10 grand rig, mined for like 9 months, and I paid for the, you know, done for you service, and like for 6 months of it it wasn't even mining, it was just mining to a fake wallet or something like that. But the thing with mining is that it only works in an upwards market. So if you're mining, so let's say I was mining for 2017, 2018, yes, you're mining, you know, you're getting coins for your mining, but if the fiat, as in the pound price or the dollar price of the stuff that you're mining is going down, you'll end up bleeding money in electricity. And that's what I was doing. I was spending a huge amount on electricity. But obviously, if you're doing mining, you need to play it for the long term. So even if you start mining at the bottom, you know, at the top of the drop, okay, you then just got to hold on. You got to keep mining and hold it for years, and then eventually it'll go back up. So originally I was mining Raven coin, and Raven coin, the price chart was just doing this. It was just going down, and so if you look at it from a short-term point of view, mining is just useless. If you're looking at it from, say, a 3 to 5 year point of view, then yeah, maybe it's worth doing. But yeah, time frame, your time horizon is crucial, and also it's a arms race. There's so much kit. You need a good rig, basically. You can't do it on your laptop. You need a minimum of like a £10,000 rig, and that rig needs to be full of like RTX 3080s or 3090s. Nick King, messing with DeFi yet? Yes, I have been playing around with Aave quite a lot. Justin, hi Simon, regarding cryptos, is there a particular sector you see performing better than others? Yep, DeFi in general, lending, and the app space, as in, you know, the race for, you know, the DApp platform space. So basically it's a race between Binance, Ether or Ethereum, Cardano, Neo, Zilliqa. Yeah, they're the main one. Oh, Polkadot as well. So yeah, they're the main ones for now. And NFTs, although I get NFTs, and I also don't get NFTs, but NFTs is going to be, yeah, booming as well. Cool. Tom, regarding mine, you don't just a decent GPU, then download nice hash. Yeah. Yes and no. I could argue for both ways, but again, I'm just not a fan of mining. I'm just not. Yeah. Because I always weigh up mining compared to, okay, I either buy a 10 grand mining rig or 10 grand in ether, and if you do the calculations, like 10 grand in ether wins in the long run. Ethereum is dumping nicely at the moment. Cool. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna have to go, folks. My kids, one of them is asleep. That's good. But yeah, I can't go any further. I think I'm being a bit unfair on him. So we'll pick this up again tomorrow. I'll be at my desktop, etc., and we'll do a proper session tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for being here, folks. Much appreciated, and I will see you soon. See ya. Bye.